We definitely were attracted to each other at first sight.
I mean, I went goo goo gaga, man.
Oh my God, she is a banger. She bad. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head.
And I was so attracted to him. I could barely keep away.
He was just this radiant being.
Oh my God, he's like the most stylish person I've ever known.
Just sort of profoundly beautiful.
The most incredible, beautiful creature.
I guess I just thought she was like a cool, tough girl.
I mean, she's exuberant, but it's more than that.
I was very attracted to him. I thought he was very handsome.
Damn!
I think we have certain ideas of what we think we're attracted to. I used to go for, you know, I could be in a bar or in a room, and I could sort of zone in on, like, the bad boy. The bad boy's the bad boy. We all know how that's going to end up. After a while, that's just like sort of cotton candy. It's like, how much cotton candy can you eat?
For the 4 years preceding our meeting, I had been celibate. I had just taken a sort of vow of celibacy, and I even got this ring tattooed on my finger. I had experienced a lot of disappointment with men in my life. I believed that love existed, but I just didn't think it was for me. I had never met a man who thrilled me, ever.
I was interested in hanging out because I thought she was cool. Like, I was not interested in that kind of way. I mean, I thought that she looked interesting, but I didn't even think that that was something that I was interested in. I mean, I dated guys.
It was totally like a movie. I walked in the room and it was like all the lights went out and he was just in the spotlight, and I just went up to him and I said, "Would you like some pickled fennel?" That was my pickup line. I think he just laughed.
I was taking a little stroll past one of my favorite cafes and saw her in the window, and it's hard not to see her hair and it's hard not to see her eyes, and they jumped out of the window at me. I managed to will my feet to bring me into the cafe, and I dropped my number in her book, and we didn't actually say anything when we met.
I'm not short on words normally. When she walked up to me, I was speechless. I couldn't even. I think I uttered the words David. She gave me a phone number. She wrote it out on this bloody big poster. It was this incredible thing. I was just in awe of her, man. It was just not just her beauty. I mean, she's gorgeous, no doubt, but it's more. There's just something about her. She radiates. There's this amazing, desperately gorgeous soul.
There's a knowingness. There's a knowingness that really, it's not like describing a color.
And it's lovely to have that as a friendship first, because it's sort of, you have that vibration of truth in that way, and it's deep and it's comfortable. We were friends for a very long time, and our friendship developed and deepened into something much more than that.
The thing with us is that we never defined what is, because when you start defining something and you put a tape on it or put a name on it, then it becomes that. We never wanted to be just one thing. We wanted to be everything.
We were joined at the hip. It was a genuine friendship, so we built off of that. It was genuine, like, it wasn't really romantic, but there were small things. And like, you know, Leo energy, we think everybody like us. So I was like, she got a thing for me.
It was a very passionate friendship. There was nothing cool about it. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, how can I be in the presence of this man and not fuck this up? I felt like I was on sacred ground, and I certainly was. So I took off my shoes and I walked very carefully through the entire friendship, the first 9 months of our relationship.
I had no experience in every way, sexually, emotionally, physically. I'd never kissed, slept, I'd never been with another man. I wasn't really out. I knew I was gay, but I didn't know I was gay, and I didn't want to be gay, and it was very wrong to be gay, and it was right to be gay, and the way that we started to see each other was he was going to get me laid.
We started creeping around for like 4 or 5 months. I mean, maybe people knew. In our mind, nobody knew. Yeah, we're BFF, like we're hanging out, but like we're hanging out. Like, it just gave us time to really like court each other.
I invited him to go see a show with me. I'm wearing a bunch of makeup and there's glitter, I think, and he steps out of a cab and he's in a tuxedo. We were walking hand in hand, this guy in the suit and this guy in the glitter, and we got catcalled twice, and it was the sweetest catcalling I've ever encountered. They said, "You two are a match made in heaven." It felt just really touched, or, you know, looked out for.
I guess we both definitely believe in fate and things happening for a reason. We were both in that city at that time for seemingly no other reason.
So the first night that we went out, I created this little test and painted my toenails fluorescent orange and said to myself, well, if he notices these, he might get a second date. I thought, what are the chances of him noticing orange toenails and commenting on it? But the moment that he opened the door, he said, what delightful orange toenails. Life is all about the details. And I thought, if he's tuned in to something so small and beautiful, then there might be a universe for us to explore together.
She said something along the lines of like, I think I'm into you. And I saw these deep hidden emotions. Without saying it, she said, all the things that you feel, I feel too, and I'm just as scared. So what are we gonna do?
You know, I knew really early on. I mean, because I asked him to marry me kind of 5 months into our relationship, and he didn't actually say no. He said, ask me again in a year, which made a lot of sense. And I didn't actually. I was kind of hoping he would ask me to marry him, it being the 21st century and all.
Yeah, it was like 2 months from our first date that we said, I love you. Adam proposed the first time 5 months into our relationship, and I said no. Because I thought he had no idea who I was, and I just couldn't imagine him wanting to marry me.
I don't believe when people go, oh my God, I love him, or, you know, and you've known someone for 5 minutes. I think it takes many, many years to love someone, and I think it takes decades to know someone. People don't really reveal themselves for a long, long time.
I was laying on one side of the bed with my back turned to her, and I must have said something like, I got a thing for you. I was terrified to say it. I don't like doing stuff like that. I didn't even look at her, like my whole back was towards her.
It was like, you know, that whole New York scene. You're on the roof, it's hot, we had ice cream, and I kissed him. I'm kissing a man. I am kissing a man, and I really like it.
I'm laying there thinking, would this woman get up and go to the bathroom? Is she a camel? Doesn't she need to go and pee? She needs to, because I need to go and get this ring again and slide it back under a pillow, which is what I did when she finally got up. She came out of the bathroom and I proposed to her.
I mean, I remember the exact words he said. He said, here, without any fanfare and completely stripped down and naked, will you journey through this life with me? I said to him, I will tend to him like a beautiful garden. And I told him I would always be beautiful for him, which is really something. I mean, how am I going to keep that up?
I mean, ideally, it would be awesome to just have this fun friend, partner, lover, awesome person in my life forever. That's the goal, right? To have someone that you could just be with forever.
The future is open, and I don't know what it brings. But whatever it brings, I will take it and see if it fits within me.
I'm very, this is the person, one person, I'm not moving, I'm much more for life. He thinks of it day by day, I don't think of it like that. I think of it as a I will be with Daniel for the rest of my life.
Whether our relationship lasts to the end of our time or not, she will always be the only person that can really understand me the way I want to be understood.
I don't worry about falling out of love. Love can change and evolve in different ways. And whatever else I've doubted about our relationship, I don't doubt that we really love each other.
I love Stephen forever today, but I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years from now, and I don't assume that we're going to be together. I mean, we've been together 21 years or 22 years now. Not assuming that we're going to be together forever makes me take him for granted less, and makes me value what we have in the moment.
Just understanding that, you know, whatever happens it's part of that beautiful process of life. Not fear that the happiness will just go away. Trusting that David won't just evaporate. I don't know, and maybe it's a good thing. I mean, I'm hyper aware of my mortality and his, and every time I say hello and goodbye, I feel, you know, the weight of that.
I took her home for Christmas. She's met all my family, extended family, all my redneck cousins in Lynchburg, Virginia. This was the first girl I'd ever taken home, so it was like very official that I was like 100% gay.
I exposed myself in every way to him. He, more than any other person that I have ever known, there are no secrets. There is nothing hidden.
I think we all have secrets. Because I've met some people who are like, oh no, I have no secrets from him. And I'm always like, really? I can feel that he has secrets, and I think that's an okay thing. I think we all have secrets, and I think that's part of the human condition.
There's no reason to hide anything, because there is nothing that I do or I intend to do that can hurt him. So I think that's the only reason why people hide things or have secrets.
I had to hide Daniel. I hid him for 10 years. Because I come from a family where it was just completely wrong to be gay. It was just the most horrific experience of trying to hide your lover in front of your mother. You know, I think she had this thing that I was like a transvestite being fist fucked in like a sling out in the middle of the beach in front of everyone on like crystal meth. Which I was like the furthest from that. I was like a fucking virgin until I was 24, and this is my first boyfriend and only boyfriend.
I choose Dynasty. Dynasty chooses me. I get up every day and choose to continue this relationship with her because I want to be there. Like, I make that choice. I have that agency, and so does she. And I don't take for granted that she makes the choice.
And she's deeply, deeply in my consciousness. So I can feel her coming a block away. We can feel each other. And that's a proximity thing, but it's also, I think it's just a connectedness. There's a deep, intimate connectedness there. So we could potentially go days without speaking to each other, but we are. And we're feeling it. And there's a warmth and a comfort.
She's very quiet, but that silence that she has is far louder than anything that I can say. She knows how to tell me I'm wrong without telling me that I'm wrong.
People can communicate on a lot of different levels, but when people are in sync, something else happens.
This person loved me in a way that I didn't think anybody ever could, and that taught me how to be a fully complete me, not just her being with me, but just her. She taught me how to be whole by being whole in herself.
If only one thing, it taught me that I'm much greater than I ever believed I was.
To me, the biggest lesson I've learned in being with Stephen is to keep asking for what you want. And I think that's the most difficult thing in a relationship as you start to log decades. Keep asking for what you want.
I want to be catered to. I want to be tucked in at night. You know what I'm saying? I want my hair, I want my back rubbed a lot.
You know, sometimes when I can't sleep, he'll just kind of lie on top of me so I can't move until I fall asleep.
You know, it's like we still hold hands in bed when we're sleeping. That's kind of crazy, right?
When we were together, things seemed more dimensional, more colorful, more intense. Just having a great experience, or the sun coming out, you know.
It's just natural, you know, you just like find someone. I don't know, I can't really define it, you just honestly know when you know. It's just a feeling, and it's like totally in your gut.
For me, it's not this flowery thing that people try to make it. It's very chemical, and it's very much a choice.
I don't think the love can be described. Love is not a noun. Love is an action, is what you, the way I show you how I love you is my way of saying to you how I love you.
It takes you out of, you know, your own limited universe and casts you into like this kind of limitless place.